gash. That, of course, would be from Simona de Silvestro's crash. He went across some debris, so he hasn't been at speed yet, but that's not good for aerodynamics.
He has dropped back to the 18th position. There are 21 cars on the lead lap.
And you talk about tape job, when we panned in on his car, there was something hanging down. I mean, tape job or not, there was something that was definitely still hanging down on that thing. Man.
Let's go back to racing, shall we? It's Dario Franchitti out in front of Briscoe, Dixon, Patrick, and Tony Kanaan.
And Dario didn't get the gap that he had that time before. Briscoe was ready for that.
Will Power, of course, is the points leader going into this race, and Lindy pointed out in our pre-race show that we may have a change at the top, and that's very possible. But we've still got half a race to go as we ride on board with Marco Andretti with Thomas Scheckter right beside him.
What a difference between one car that lifts and another that doesn't. As soon as Marco lifted, Scheckter was through the corner.
Marco's back in 10th position. And look at Danica once again showing some muscle here, battling for third. On board with TK.
Love the there. You heard TK lift off the throttle. He had a big run coming behind Danica, and he just right now he's happy. He's just gonna lift, stay right there, and just see what sorts out in front of him. Saw there, just backing off the throttle.
That's why he said still there.
Because it's
That
Weldon.
means don't unwind the wheel. Here comes Weldon.
Yeah. Doesn't mean stay there. He's still there.
When you hear clear, that means you can unwind out to the wall if you want. Wow. They've all come back together.
That's what we like at Texas, boys.
Fiso is on the bottom side of the racetrack. Weldon on the high side. And there we see Helio Castroneves and Scheckter. Scheckter in the yellow and black car tonight.
Well, that's what, when we were riding on board, they were on board with.
There he is right there.
And he likes the low side too.
Yeah. But the thing is, once you're in the queue and you, whoa, three wide.
No.
Remember I said Marco loves the high, he loves the high side of the racetrack. Man, he's got momentum. He's still going to carry that momentum.
Scheckter looks strong. Here's Alex Lloyd, who has moved back up to 10th. He's battling for a top 10 position again.
So Alex Lloyd making up from what we saw him falling back earlier. Nice run for him.
Again, part of what, and that's just why the drivers love this racetrack, because if something does happen, you cycle back, and you got a good car, you can race your way back up to the front. Drivers love it, fans love it, we love it.
Just really got to commend Alex Lloyd for his performance in the Dale Coyne car, finishing 4th in Indianapolis, having the problem with the bad pit stop earlier, but now battling for the 10th position.
Lloyd and Scheckter side by side.
And you and I were doing the Firestone Indy Light Series, Robbie, when Alex Lloyd just
dominated.
blew away all the records.
And for the minimal time that he's had at IndyCar, he's been really
Danica just
teammates.
Tony Kanaan.
And look at Viso go by. Bam!
That took care of his momentum.
Marco goes by. That was Marco.
Here comes
Well, the National Guard car.
Oh, and here comes Alex Lloyd. We're just talking about him as well.
Maybe we should hear what's going on TK's radio.
Well, he lost that momentum. He got chopped badly by his teammate.
Outside.
Here it is, coming into turn 3.
Man.
Yeah. He was going to make a move on her, and she decided she might make a move on Dixon, and wow. He had to back out of it. Alex Lloyd going to the high side now, looking at Weldon.
He is up to 8th.
Remember, he was all the way at the back because of a pit miscue at that first stop. And when we started the show, I said he could be a dark horse, and for some reason, I meant to say Mitch Davis, of course, is his engineer on the engineering staff that has brought that setup, that he's so confident. He said, I'm going to tell Alex.
One back right behind you. Still outside.
that this is a setup that I won with Jeff Ward, and you just stand on it, baby, and I'll take you to the front.
And conveying that confidence to the driver is part of the game. And you start believing what your engineer or your technical director's telling you. That's the game, guys. That camaraderie. Still there.
Outside.
Rubbing on you.
Alex Lloyd. I know it's Alex, okay. Come on.
There.
But that now, see, when you hear him saying still there and they're side by side, what that does is that allows these guys, TK and Schechter, to come right up behind them. So that's where it just creates great excitement and the action here.
Robbie Floyd with more on Alex Lloyd.
Well, I talked to Alex yesterday after that first practice. Remember, he had never raced here before, and he was sitting in the pit box during practice while Danica Patrick turned 50 laps around the place. I said, are you that good, or is the car that good? And he told me both. When I talked to Dale Coyne today earlier, he said it's all about confidence, Robbie. We had a car that wasn't so good and turned into a fourth-place car at Indy. He brings that confidence here at Texas. Watch out for Alex Lloyd.
Very good point, Robbie. Yep. Oh, this is a great pack here.
Ooh, a little
lift again.
Now, can Alex take advantage of that?
That'll help him.
A little bit. So this type of action is when you're in the heat of it and you're trying to work on somebody. After about 15 laps of it, you're saying, hey, can you give me a yellow out here? I need to catch my breath.
Helio going 214 miles an hour there at most, but Ryan Hunter-Ray has the IZOD fastest lap of the race. It was on lap 117, over 215 miles an hour, and he is still on the move.
And remember, he was the guy that said he wasn't really happy with his race car and the sheer speed of it. Well, he's got the fastest lap.
He had it there. He just passed. While you were saying he had the fastest lap, he blew by 4 people, Bob.
Yeah, did you see it? He dropped a gear, and there was some checking up on the high side. He just stayed on the bottom. Yeah.
Alex Lloyd and Thomas Schechter are now in a battle for 9th.
So he cleared Kanan, who he heard was lifting.
And he's by Schechter, guys.
But he had to give up his fight briefly for Weldon. Remember, he was side by side with Weldon.
At the top of your screen, those numbers after the driver's name, number of pushes left in the ultimate assessment.
Oh, look at that split. Wow. I think he just clipped it. Did you guys see that? I think that was Bertrand Baguette that went right through the middle there and just clipped him.
Helio is involved.
Keep it high.
Oh, there's Baguette, who
having a great drive for Eric Bachelor.
And Helio
he's
is not happy with
and they
Alex.
They both speak Portuguese.
I was going to say they can understand each other.
Marias. Oh.
But for Bertrand Baguette to be actually driving that car back.
Yes,
that was
that
a miracle.
damage is
for that quick snapshot we saw there going through.
Because it was 6 inches another direction, and that would have been a different story.
Mario Marias. Here is Bertrand Baguette coming in for repairs. They're gonna.
There's a lot of damage.
Yeah, that suspension's cooked on the front, and Helio with a stare back that was not a friendly one.
Helio doesn't show emotion like this very often, but he obviously was unhappy with Marias. And a damaged race car for Team Penske. It happened right here in front of the paying customers, and when Bertrand Baguette went through there, there was a collective sigh of, ooh, watch it.
Coming off of 4, and that's it. Helio had a head of steam, and Marias just kind of kept moving up the racetrack.
Watch.
Look at this. Unbelievable. That is a case where we've heard so much tonight, and look at that, splitting the gap. We've heard so much tonight. Outside, 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 still there. All right, if you don't have that call, if you don't know that, and you unwind the wheel, that is what Castroneves expected, is that Marias would have known he was coming.
But Castroneves was coming with a head of steam. It's